Hank, Susan, Irene, and Cassie. Now let's start. First question. As soon as he arrived in India, Todd experienced some discomfort of being in a foreign country. Describe the example of cultural shock that Todd experienced at the airport as well as the train station. Are they good or bad experience? Explain.
And my answer is there are many people at the gate to wait for their friends, family, or others, and you can see many taxi drivers outside the airport to solicit customers. And it didn't take a train when the train is moving. People on the train was very crowded. For Todd, I think it is a very special experience.
That's it?
And that's my answer.
Okay. The second question.
Yes.
How does Pro describe the city? Why does his description seem contradictory to Todd? Would you agree with Pro based on what you see? Why or why not?
He said color pretty is very clean, but after he said that, he saw the person peeing at the public. I do not agree with what Pro said, because if people peeing anywhere on the streets, it will smell bad. Okay.
Third, Americans use slangs without thinking, so as not to insult Pro. What does he say the meaning of schmucks is? What is its real meaning?
And my answer is, and Todd says that Shimad is a nice guy. And the real meaning of this word is stupid person. That's my answer.
Okay. Instead of checking into a hotel, Pro insists that he come to a boarding house. What is the reason he gives Todd?
And he thinks the hotel is very lonely, and the pro said the boarding house owner will treat him better than his real mother, and he won't be lonely. And that's my answer.
Okay. As soon as they meet, Antigid started asking Mary intimate questions that Americans who have just met would never ask. What kind of things does she ask? Do you think any of those questions are appropriate? Why or why not?
She asked what is Todd's father's job and the salary and whether Todd had got married. That were not appropriate questions because they were all private questions that people may not want to answer. Okay, that's
Okay.
my answer.
During his first conversation with Auntie Jude, Todd makes two big mistakes. What are they? Explain why are not acceptable in India culture. Should I repeat the question
Susan?
again?
是我吗？Sorry. Okay. And oh, 抱歉，我刚发呆一下，sorry. And the first mistake is he used his left hand to take in the food. That means he used the dirty hand to eat. And second is he put his wet right hand finger back to the food. That's unclean. That's my answer.
What surprised Todd when he steps out to see over the wall? Describe his soul.
He saw a painting on the wall, and the painting is a woman make an ugly face and hold a head on the left hand, hold a sword on the right hand. And this is my answer.
What is ethnocentric? That attitude that one's own ethnic group is better than another. About the statement, you need to learn about America. Do you think America are ethnocentric? Why or why not?
I think Americans are ethnocentric because they actually are the strongest country in the world. As a result, I think they can be easy to be ethnocentric. Okay.
Why do you India workers disagree on the native speak English? Do you agree with Asia? Why or why not?
And because English is the official language of India government, and I agree with Asha's opinions, but I don't think they are native speaker because in our education we all think that Americans and British are the native. That's my answer.
Why did the India show such negative response to cattle branding its brand?
Indian usually don't eat beef, so they think the way that cattle branding treated the little cow is very cruel. And that's my answer.
What is Todd's reaction to you need to learn about India? Do you agree or disagree with Asia? Why or why not?
He was confused. I agree with her because if we do not know what are the cultural rules in a different country, we may breach a lot of taboos. That's my answer.
Okay. Todd calls home several times. Why?
And my answer is he misses home and family very much. That's my answer.
What mistakes in language usage are presented in the recording about the rubber?
And in America, the rubber called eraser, but in India, it called rubber. And in America, the rubber means the condom. And that's my answer.
Why is he so eager to go to McDonald's? Did he get what he wants? Why? When you travel to a foreign country, did you ever have craving for Chinese food? Why or why not?
He wanted to have cheeseburgers. No, he did not. He didn't because it was McDonald's, not McDonald's. I think if it were just short term, I will not so crave for Chinese food. That's my answer.
What does the American fellow in the restaurant say India stands for? What advice does he have for him?
And he says that I'll never do it again. And he gives an advice to Todd is that just resist India. That's my answer.
Holi is a day celebrating color and the changing of season. Why shouldn't you wear your good clothes on the day of Holi? How do people celebrate the event? What was Todd's reaction?
And because people will use the balloon they fill with the colors and throw it to other people, it will cause their shirts become dirty, so they can't wear the clean shirts. And Todd look a little enjoying this festival, and this is my answer.
Is friendly in the system. How does his and other changes he made sure that Todd has begun to adapt to India?
He allowed employees to bring whatever they want, wear whatever they want to the office. They can get the items from America when they improve their MPI the most. That's my answer.
Explain the difference between American and Indian cultures when Todd and Pro discuss how often he visits his family and why he doesn't live with them. How is your family more similar to the American way or the Indian way?
And in India, people will live with family. And in America, adults will live alone. And about my family, it's similar to American way because my sisters and I are all studying in university at different cities far from our home. That's my answer.
What was the problem with the shipment from Western Novelty? Why couldn't Pro go to pick up the merchandise?
And the shipment gone to the wrong city because they didn't write down the PIN number, so the shipment go to another Garapuri. And why the Puro can go to pick up the merchandise because he has too many problems before he go to another Karapuri. And this is my answer.
Kali is the goddess of destruction. The thoughts which come true. Was the result good or bad? Explain your answer.
He wanted Kali to destroy something in order to let him understand. Yes, because the ferry was broken. The result was good because he and Asha can have time together. That's my answer.
Todd finds out that Asher was engaged through arranged marriage. Is this common in your country? Would you consider marriage through arranged marriage? Why or why not?
And that is not common in my country. And I don't like this way to get married because I prefer to marry with my true love. That's my answer.
What was Todd's reaction when he is invited over the wall to an India home for a meal? Does it show that he has accepted India? Why or why not?
He looks a little confused there why the man asked him to go to his house for a meal, and I think he accepted India already because the emotion when he see the whole family of the man that already showed on his face. And this is my answer.
When the call center froze and they are shut down, Todd finds an Indian solution. What is it?
He asked employees to go up to a roof and restarted the work. That's my answer.
Why did everyone at the call center lose their job? How did Todd manage to keep his job and the stock options?
The boss says the company decided to move the call center to China, and Todd gave gave her boss to, eh, sorry, and Todd told his boss that he could let Peru go to China. That's my answer.
The last question, when Todd comes home, there are several signs that his India experience has influenced him. In what way have he changed?
He put on the sticker on the forehead of George Washington and using Bollywood's music as his ringtone. He used his right hand to drink coffee. In India, they don't use left hand to eat and drink. But he's a left-handed. It means he really changed his way to eat and drink. And this is my answer.
Okay, our question is ending. Thanks for your listening.